Hey folks, B59 here. Welcome back to our Piasa Transport playthrough of Transport Fever 2. And today we're going to be punching off the Baton Rouge Ops Review punch list that Eliza created in the last episode. And it's a relatively short list, so expect to get through it in decent time today. Where we are here right now is we're sitting in Baton Rouge and we're at the brick drop-off, the street in front of the brick drop-off. And we're seeing a problem here because what we have is this brick drop-off is on the same route as the existing bus route, and so it's backing up traffic while they're waiting for the drop-offs to occur. So the drop-offs take some time to occur, as we're seeing here, and so it's causing the stagecoach we see here to get backed up. And so, as it turns out, these are all things that are going to be fixed, or at least attempted to be fixed and addressed in today's episode. So the first item on Eliza's punch list, she noted that Baton Rouge needs public transport. It only has this one line today that kind of circles the middle of town and supplies people to the ferry. But the city's grown quite a bit. And as she noted last time, it's grown 210%, so from 101 to 311 people. And it's grown out as well. And so to really kind of make full use of our public transport system that we have here in Baton Rouge, and by this I'm really referring to this tram system that goes down to New Orleans, as well as getting people on and off the ferry, we want to build a public transport system here. And I think it's going to be a fairly straightforward system that will end up looking a bit different than it does today. So what we'll do here is we'll start by kind of just scoping in our new locations. And today, I think the only one of these three spots that are on the line today, Mill Street and this one, the only one that's going to stay the same is this one on Davis Street right here. And then obviously also the one down here at the ferry. Those two will remain the same, and everything else will change. But I think instead of trying to delete these existing stops and replace them with new ones, what I find is that it gets very confused when we try to do that. So I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to create our new lines, put our new bus stops in, and then what we'll do is just delete these existing ones from the existing lines. So what do we want them to look like? Well, basically, I think what we want is for something to come out somewhere to here, and then probably, let's see, I don't think we really need to come all the way out here, but maybe right here. So let's go ahead and start dropping some stops in. And we're going to put 2 at each location because I do think this is going to end up being a 2 lines, a clockwise and a counterclockwise. And let me, you know what, I'm going to delete this. I want to think about this a little bit. So we'll have the first stop here, if we think of it that way. And then we'll come over here. And do we want to put it right here? That has pretty good coverage. So yeah, we'll put 2 here. It's about 1.5 blocks away from the existing line. And then we'll come up to here. We'll put we'll put a couple stops here. This is getting kind of close to the other stops, but let's just try this out. We'll leave this stop here. We'll put another stop down here. And then we'll put one here. Yeah, I think this is where we want it to go. And then we're going to go ahead now. Let's see, do we have 2 here or just 1? We do have 2. So we're set up for a dual route. So let's, today this one goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just remanage this line. So after Church Street, it goes to here. And then we'll get rid of Miller Street. And then after Willow Street, we'll go to here. And then we go to here. We'll get rid of Davis Street. And, excuse me, not Davis. We meant to keep Davis. Let's get rid of Broadway. And then after Lee Street, we'll add here, 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 and then to the ferry. Okay, that'll be one direction. And we're going to rename this as well. We're going to call it Bus Baton Rouge Ferry. That's clockwise. Got some misclicks here. And we'll leave this number of vehicles on the line. It has only 3 today. And then we'll put, we'll also create a second line that goes the opposite direction. So this one will go from here to here to here to here to here to here. And we'll make it pink. And we'll call it Bus Baton Rouge Ferry counterclockwise. And we will get we'll get 3 stagecoaches on this line too. Okay, and so the final thing then that we need to do is go ahead and get rid of these here and here. And with that, we will have completed the first item on Eliza's punch list, which was to build a public transport intercity bus network in Baton Rouge. And that is done. Okay, so what is the second item on her list? Well, this is that brick drop-off that we were looking at earlier. And what we find is that this drop-off does not have full coverage. It's not capturing the folks down here. Now, the other thing that she saw is that we don't really need to worry too much about this end of town because it is, in fact, covered by the harbor. So we can get all the way out to here anyway, and we just need to worry about these first couple of buildings that are here. So these here. So from that line over, we're going to be okay with the existing warehouse. So what we need to do then is figure out where this can go. And we're going to go ahead and pause for a minute. We're going to delete this one because we do want the line to pick up the change. And now we'll see where we can find a good drop-off. And preferably we can have it so that it's not interfering with our bus line. So having it on this middle stretch of road would be pretty ideal if that'll work. Let's see here. That doesn't go far enough. And it's not, nah, that's not going to work. It's not going to work. We're going to have to move it down here. And that's unfortunate because it's still going to continue to interfere with the, with both the tram and this other line. That's not great. Is there anything else that we could do? I mean, we could put 2 stops in. Actually, you know what? Oh no, it doesn't quite... Oh yeah, that does. If we put it right here... If we put it here, it'll capture all of those. And it won't be blocking the traffic as long as they don't get backed up. So yeah, let's drop it right here. And we can see that the new line is picked up. Traffic comes this way. And then comes back off of the main road. So that's actually pretty good. We're going to mostly avoid interfering with the bus and tram systems. And we will have accomplished the second item on Eliza's punch list. The next item on her list is that and now we're returning to the river, our favorite place, is that this line here, this New Orleans Shreveport oil fuel tools line, is getting overloaded. It's not able to deliver all the tools up here. And there's kind of 2 things at issue here. One is the rate just isn't adequate. We need to get it up to about 225 or more. And then, and I say that because here in Shreveport, we need to be delivering 229 fuel and tools. And in addition, we need to be delivering at least 200 refined oil down to the New Orleans fuel refinery, which is the other end of this line. So basically the line starts here, picks up refined oil, takes it down here to the fuel refinery, picks up some refined fuel, then stops here at Baton Rouge and picks up some tools, and then drops both the tools and the refined fuel off here in Shreveport. So there's 2 things we're going to do. We're going to, first of all, more than double the size of this line. So today it has 3 vehicles on it. We're gonna add 4 more vehicles. So first of all, we're just going to clone this line. And then we'll take one of them and add and just clone it. So now we have 7 vehicles on this line. And when we look at the rate, we're now up to 253. That is a much, much better rate than we had before. And it's going to be able to support all of the current needs with a little bit of wiggle room for growth. So the other thing that we're going to do to try to help this line make sure that it's delivering the tools, we're going to say when you get down to the New Orleans Industrial Wharf, instead of loading up 100% on fuel, just load up 50%. And then when you get to the Baton Rouge Annex, you can fill the boat up with whatever room is left for tools, and presumably that's pretty much always going to be about 50%. There's 2 compartments on these boats, and so each one is only going to hold an equal amount. So it's not like you can get 60-40 on this. It's going to be 50-50. All right, so with that, I think we have hopefully fixed the capacity on this New Orleans and Shreveport line, and we should be starting to deliver more tools up to Shreveport. So that's number 3 on the list. So what's number 4? Number 4 is that the Shreveport Baton Rouge passenger ferry line is over capacity. And Eliza had a pretty simple ask here, and that is to add more boats to the Shreveport Baton Rouge passenger line. So if we come here to the Baton Rouge halt, we can see that although this is a large dock, it's overloaded, and it's really these passengers that are heading up to Shreveport that are crowding up the dock and not making space for these other folks. This line currently only has one boat, which has a rate of 65. And we're going to add 2 more boats to that line to make sure that we've got enough capacity on this line. It's a pretty long trip. It takes 16 minutes, which is basically a year and a third to get up here, a year and 4 months to get up here. So it's a long trip. And so what let's do is let's go ahead and add, we'll clone that, and we'll clone it again. And now we have 3 boats that are on this passenger ferry line, and we have completed the second item on, or the second part of the 4th item on our checklist. And then the final thing today, it's going to be a short episode, is that Eliza asked that we put some public transport or enhance the public transport here in Shreveport. This is a smaller city than Baton Rouge. It only had, well, no, I say that it's got 318 residents. So it's not at all a smaller city. But we do need to improve the transport here because our reach is a little bit limited. We pretty much get everybody, but it's a bit of a walk. So what I think we're going to do is we're just going to we're not going to mess around with probably not adding new stops, but we are going to extend this one to over here. So it's making it easier for folks in this part of town to get on board. So we'll start. We're going to go on pause. We're going to delete this. These are double stops, one on each side of the street because we have a clockwise and a counterclockwise line. We'll go ahead and delete this stop. And then we will put new bus stops in. Let's see, where's a good spot to do this? Is it here? Is it here? I'm gonna say here. Actually, you know what? No. We're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna come here and delete that, and we're gonna put this instead right here. And then we'll put another one up here, and another one up here. Is that what we want to do? Kind of like to get something that was capturing it a little bit closer to this end of town, but maybe this will get there. Maybe this gets there. So what we need to do then is add that that stop to both of these lines. So looking at this first line, after Taylor Street and before Davis Street, we're going to add another station, and we're going to put it right here. And then when we go to the clockwise line, after Davis Street and before Taylor Street, we're going to put this in here as well. So now we've moved our stops a little bit, we've gotten them farther out, and we should have better coverage now for the town. All right, well, with that, we have completed the 5th and final item on the punch list for Baton Rouge operations. And next episode, we will rejoin Eliza and Samuel Clemens as they take a ride down to or as they meet with the actually, they'll be meeting with the branch manager in New Orleans. They've already gotten on the boat and taken it down to New Orleans. And this time they're going to meet with that branch manager, and Eliza's going to conduct an ops review here. We didn't combine it with the Baton Rouge one because even though Baton Rouge was pretty short, we got it done pretty quickly. This one's going to be a little bit more complicated. We want to take a close look at Lake Charles, which is going to provide some challenges here. It's one, not the least of which is trying to get enough grain in here. And it has a lot going on for just this little place out here. It's got bricks coming in and food coming in and food going out. And then down here as well, we've got the fuel lines here in New Orleans as well. So quite a bit to look at next time, and that's what we'll do. We'll take a look at it then. Thank you for joining me for this rather short episode, and I will see you next time.